You've seen how we can use regular Swift conditions to present either one type of view or another, like this. We could say, if bool.random, let's do a rectangle, otherwise let's make a circle, like that. And it'll change randomly as the view runs. Now, as a reminder, this kind of logic can only go inside a body property directly, or a property using the view builder attribute or group. Now, where conditional views are particularly useful is when we want to show one of several different view states. Hello, dogs. And if we plan it correctly, we can actually keep our view code nice and small and also fairly easy to maintain. It's a great way to try and start training your brain to think about SwiftUI architecture and how it looks good. Now, there are two parts to this kind of code. First, you want to define an enum for the various states you want to represent. For example, we might say there's a nested enum here in content view. I'll say it's called enum loading state. It'll have a case for loading, a case for success, and a case of failed. And next, we can make individual views to represent each one of those states. Now, I'm going to use just simple text views here, but they could hold anything in practice, like some hungry dog pictures, for example. So we might say, for example, I want to have a struct called loading view. That is a view, and its body property is going to say the word loading, like that. Then I'll do another one called success, struct even, success view. This is also a view, and there we'll do text of success. And we'll do one more down here, which is struct failed view. Again, a view that'll do text of failed. So nothing fancy here, just to show moving between these various views. Now, these views, they could also be nested. They could be inside the main content view. They don't have to be. It really depends on whether you plan to use these views elsewhere and the kind of size of the app you're building. Now, these two parts in place, one set was the enum working with them, other set is list of views to show. We can now effectively use content view as a simple wrapper that tracks the current app state and shows the relevant child view inside it. This means giving it a property to store that current loading state. So I'd say like at state, private var, loading state is state with an A in it, is loading state.loading, like that. And now we can go ahead and fill the body property in with code that shows the correct view depending on the enum's value. So we might say here, if loading state is equal to loading, then do loading view. Otherwise, if loading state is equal to success, do success view. Otherwise, if loading state is equal to failed, do failed view, like that. If you want to, you have a switch case instead. You might have said, for example, switch loading state like that. And then for our loading view here, success view here, or failed view here. Enums do have the advantage that they are checked to be exhaustive. If you add a future case in the future, I don't know, case unknown, for example, you'd have to add a match for it here inside the enum switch here. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. Whereas if, else if wouldn't check that at all. So, using this approach, our content view's size doesn't spiral out of control as more and more code is added to it. And in fact, it doesn't even know what loading view, success view, or failure views even look like.